everyone, Joshua Hanlon here at Brick Rodeo in Houston, Texas, and today I'm with the team behind this giant Blacktron base here, so if you guys introduce yourselves and then we'll take a look at the builds.
I'm Gabriel Lasseter.
And I'm Brian Lasseter.
Okay, and we'll start off with this great looking vehicle that we have right here, so take us through kind of how this works.
It is based off of a dump truck set, and with some additional modifications that my dad made, it can turn like this. You know, it moves the entire front section. It has gearing on the inside. That is the one part I built, the gearbox, deep inside of it. And most importantly, the missile rack goes up and up and up.
That's incredible.
So now I can fire its missiles, and then I can just go right back down. Press forward. I don't think it wanted.
On the table, but yeah, we designed this off of the Volvo set to make a little Blacktron missile launcher, and we had a ton of fun with it. I always enjoy Blacktron 1. It was one of my favorite sets from my youth, and we have a whole base here. So after the Blacktron missile launcher here, we have a little ship which I designed with 2 large nacelles. We've got some nice little drones down here. This little guy crawling off the building. And then we have a nice 4-foot tall Blacktron tower here. This was just kind of the command center for the local base. We have little fighters on the tower there. Blacktron, with their message intercept base, right, they always seem to be into communications. And so, you know, we have some nice antenna arrays up on the top, along with the Blacktron logos. And you can see our drone flying around the base here. And one of the ships on the back is taking off. I always enjoy creative use of lights, and so we have a number of different lighting systems on the base. We've got the pulsing lights up top, we've got the kind of Night Rider lights running around, and we have these large lights down here. One of the most interesting pieces in this build is a piece I got off of Lug Bulk a few years ago, which is actually the trans yellow Duplo. And so you can see here that these parts are actually Duplo parts that make up a large part of the building. And so there's a few hundred trans yellow Duplo parts we have in here, and they cut the light well. They're nice and thick. And this is not even a part you can find on Bricklink because nobody saves Duplo, right? And, you know, the Duplo gets chewed on, eaten, thrown away. And so, yeah, and so much to the consternation of my lug, I lug bulked a few hundred Duplo parts one year to build this tower.
That's such a cool idea, though. Yeah, you don't see people using the Duplo bricks like that very often at all, but it works so well for this build.
Yeah, it works so well in translucent for large windows, and I've used Duplo for like towers and things and other builds like for trains. You can see a little more Duplo back there in the antenna arrays. Over here we have a robot construction zone that Gabriel made. Do you remember what's going on back there, Gabriel?
So, right up here at the front, you can see a few robots holding some sparring kits, or maybe hand-to-hand combat kits, one or the other. The robot carrying the yellow cylinder, that is a plutonium core to power the base. The robot carrying the other cylinder, that is a spent plutonium core, so it's going back into the container. We have another drone flying overhead, right over the top. We've got an antenna off to the left and off to the right. You got a nice construction barrier, and you can see some of the purple trees that my dad made off in the background.
Yeah, I love the color combination with the black and yellow and then those kind of purple trees that just add that nice splash of color in there as well. So the whole scene works very well. Good job.
And you can't forget the most important thing about a construction site, the porta potty.
Yes, the black one. In the right color scheme, of course.
Yes, yes, yes. It even has a rainbow poop emoji on the door. If you look very closely.
Perfect.
LEGO always loves their potty humor, so having a toilet is always important. Coming up next, we have a ship here I designed using some parts from the recent Batman base. This is, I call it my Asterisk Wing. And so if I pick one of these up here, the wings will actually come out in a nice asterisk shape. So, you know, Star Wars has the X-Wing, and then we have the Asterisk Wing. because, everyone knows more wings are always better, right?
More wings, more guns, just they keep adding things.
More wings, more guns, more antennas, because you can never have enough antennas. Coming around, we've got robots working on this ship here. We've got some troops in formation. Again, trying to use the Blacktron logo. For those who are too young to know what the Blacktron logo looks like, it's not a Triforce. Looks a lot like a Triforce, but it's not a Triforce. Coming around, we have this ship taking off. And we have a poor little robot here, which is scared and running away, which is Gabriel's idea. I love that. And then as we come over here to the far side of the display, we have a number of alienators. This is actually the only LEGO set in the display. The alienator here, there's 4 of those. And then we have some of my designed mechs over here. And it looks like they're all fighting this tentacled horror, as I like to refer to it over here. It has a lot of tentacles and a lot of eyes, and it's probably not very happy to see all these Blacktron forces here. So they're going to see if they can repel the tentacled horror, and I'm sure, of course, that the tentacled horrors were here first, but now the Blacktron are here, and they're trying to occupy this area of space.
Blacktron was always one of those more militant factions, wasn't it? With some of those early space themes from LEGO.
Yeah, but these days, right, we're always trying to recommend defunding the space police, right? Because Blacktron needs its space. Another important aspect of this build, which I love, is the landscaping, right? If you look at a lot of the displays, it's important to actually have, landscaping to kind of fill out the display. And so I have these kind of alien purple trees going on to help kind of fill out the alienness of the landscape. And then if you look up here in front, we have some sort of crystals in the ground, which we're not quite sure what they are, but we're going to check them out and see what we can find and what use they can be. So
there we go. Well, it's a great layout. I love seeing Blacktron builds like this. The black and yellow just work so well together, so it's cool to see you expand on this classic theme and add so many vehicles and the tower and everything. So thank you for bringing it out to the show here.
cool. Thank you. Thank you.
And a few more last-minute details. You may or may not have noticed this, but back there in the vault, there's another robot, cowering in fear. And I'm pretty sure this guy already got a close-up, but I'm quite a fan of this guy right here, dual-wielding machine guns at near point-blank range to one of the blob creatures. And then besides that, a little bit further back, we have a mech with its leg being blown off. And that is all.
Thank you.